How's everybody hanging? How's everybody holding up?
Day by day. Surviving the rain.
Fair enough, fair enough. And I had our right one. Let me go back in here. Hang tight. And we'll get started because we got a good, oh, dang, there's more people coming. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited. We're starting to get participation. I think everybody's bored, right? So welcome. Hey, everybody. I am totally cool with you leaving yourself unmuted as long as you don't have background noise. And for those of you that have been on here, welcome back. And you guys know this is every week I put together just some tidbits from, gosh knows, every resource possible to us as I think of things throughout the week. Feel free to participate. What else? But I do want interaction, especially we're in this weird world. I don't want this to be me talking to you every Monday. Dang, we got people flooding in this morning. That's so exciting. So first of all, for those of you that were on here last Monday and I promised to email it to you and you never got the recording, that's because I failed. I forgot to hit the record button. So I am going to make sure, yeah, it's recording right now. So gosh, we got people flooding in. I'm so excited. We got a whole group of people on here this morning. Goodness gracious, loving it, loving it. So let me go. So we'll get started. Good morning again to everybody. If this is your first time here, welcome. Glad you made it. I've got some things to share, but I also want us all to, share together. That's why we're here, is to keep each other going, particularly during this weird world we're in. Dang it, that's not the one I had on there. Maybe I just didn't take it off. Okay, so I messed up. I had forgotten to give us a new motivational picture today. But anyway, so this should roll in. There we go. So I've shown this. This is probably the third week I've shown this. So this is a reminder for those of you that have been on here before. If you don't subscribe to realtor.org, if you're a realtor, we have a guest site agent on here again. Welcome back. And just do me a favor. If you do have things going on in the background, please mute yourself. We're hearing whoever you are. I may have to mute you. So who's on there talking? Don't talk, please. Anyway, so realtor.org, they are giving us some free stuff right now during COVID, lockdown, house arrest, whatever you want to call this. I know it's not funny, guys. I'm just trying to keep some humor for us so we don't lose our minds. But they have apparently extended the free telehealth if you are sick, whether you just don't want to go to the doctor or you feel that you have the symptoms. I'm trying to, there we go. There's free downloads, all types of stuff, free education. Those of you that follow me on Facebook on my personal page, I did complete the ePro certification course yesterday morning. It is literally 12 hours and the course is timed. It is a recorded webinar. It is free right now. That's why I did it. It is, I want to go back to see everybody for a minute. So, oh my gosh, look how many people we have, guys. I'm so excited. So it is in regards to social media and privacy, how we handle our the information that we have with customers, both in our office and through our phones and our computers. And so even though I've been licensed since 1996, I did learn a lot. And heads up, I can't see any of you. None of you have your videos on. I'm cool with that if you're in your pajamas or whatever. But if you want to be seen, you got to have your video on, heads up. So anyway, all that being said, back to, so that ePro course, again, it was about half social media tips. Very, very good information, guys. That's a full-time job, right? And then the other half of the course was data protection and privacy and all the ways we're getting, all the ways that we expose our customers' information and all the ways we're exposed both through our work, our computers, our phones, and in the home. So I really did learn a lot, and thank God I passed on the first try. I did not make 100. I'll be here to tell you. But I did pass on the first try because you only get one shot to pass, as if you were sitting in a seat course. And then you go, and there's another extra step that you take, and supposedly they're going to report all of my 12 CE hours to DBPR within the next 7 to 10 days. So heads up on that. So that's something to think about. The next one I'm going to take is the PSA course. I'm putting my coffee down, so I'm stretching over. The Pricing Strategies Advisor course is also free right now. It's another NAR certification. That's to help you with CMAs, pricing strategies with your sellers. And since God only knows where the market's going to end up, I think that might be another good one to take as well. So those are free. Anybody have a question so far or anything you want to share? I'm going to take a picture of us.
Christine, and to find those links, it's on the NAR
Yes,
URL.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me go back to that and I'll show you. And I am recording this. So if you guys in the chat box, if you want to give me your email address, I'll be able to actually email you this recording today for those of you that I failed last week. But it's this right here. If you want to screenshot this page as well, or from your either from your computer if you're on there or with your phone. But it's NAR Realtor Right Tools right now. And I think it's pretty much a public link. So if you just put it in your URL in your Google browser, you'll probably be able to pop it up. But yeah, so 12 hours of free CEs. Come on, guys. That's like a $153 course.
Over here, say.
Sorry?
Over here.
And then the PSA, again, that's a 6-hour course. So I signed up for that yesterday. So I'll probably take it this week. I certainly have 6 free hours hanging out somewhere, right? So moving on. Accountability, social media tips. So, my friends, listen, we're all bored right about now, right? I personally have been, I would say self-quarantined since mid-March because I started, actually, we're not going to take this on a political conversation. We have friends on, with all kinds of theories, right? And all kinds of ideas on what's going on. We're not having that conversation today. We're here to talk about real estate and help each other mentally today. Point is I started getting information long before things started shutting down from some friends who have friends sitting in the DC meetings. So I started preparing ahead of time. So I've been pretty much homebound since March 16th, which isn't unusual since I love being home alone. And I work from home like many of us do. However, it is psychologically very different, right? When you're like, oh, maybe I'll just go run out and get a bite to eat. Maybe I'll call a friend, see if they're available, and you can't do it. We all know this, right? So I went through my little black period, probably the first 2 weeks in March when things started slowing down. And like many of us, I was dealing with a very serious personal situation. So I think that's the part everybody's forgetting when they're attacking people on social media. Let me go back to looking at everybody. Beautiful black screens. I don't see any of you, but anyway. But I think that's what people are forgetting on social media with all the ugliness going on there is we got other stuff going on in our life, right? I, just before COVID, actually a side agent that somebody on here certainly knows, others know as well. All right, whoever's talking, we can hear you. So, I lost a friend of mine to cancer, which had nothing to do with COVID, but I did not go to the celebration of life because I have an autoimmune and I didn't want to be around a gazillion people, and he knows a gazillion people. So I missed that. Then I was sending out, I sent out Easter cards. I got them at the dollar store, guys, with my gloves on anyway. 50 cents each, sent out Easter cards to some friends and sent them out to past customers and my pipeline. Handwritten little Easter cards with 2 sentences in them with the good old fashioned 55-cent stamp or whatever the heck it's costing us right now. And that got a lot of traction. I got a lot of responses from that. So point is, because of that, I also found out a few days ago, you probably saw it on my Facebook, that one of my favorite past customers, the coolest guy ever, if he'd have stayed in town, we probably would have been friends or hung out because we kept in touch. He moved to Oregon, but during the transaction, his cancer had come back. Well, his girlfriend called me from Oregon a few days ago to let me, because she had received the Easter card at their address in Oregon, to let me know that he had passed. And it happened in January, but I didn't know because, right, I didn't have him on a drip campaign. I had sent him 1 or 2 emails that he hadn't responded to. So, but that happens, especially if their real estate needs are no longer, they don't have any anymore and they're out of the area. So I didn't read too much into that. And then that call crushed me. So the point is, all of us on here, all of us out there, everybody on Facebook still has a real life in spite of this huge cloud hanging over us, the financial strain. Maybe I'm fortunate that I do live alone. I don't have to worry about, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but I'm not homeschooling. Frankly, I'm very, very grateful for that. I can't even imagine the stress that is putting on some of you guys. There's no way in the world you can focus on real estate when you've got, you know, 2 or 3 little minis running around and the dogs and the cats are, you know, playing hide and go seek around the house. And you might not be used to spending that much time with your spouse either if they're homebound. So, so I just, you know, my heart goes out to all of us. I mean, we're all in this horrible situation just that we haven't created, and the financial stress is growing, growing, growing. That being said, I'm going to provide over the next few screens some positive things because, you know, rumor is, it's not even a rumor, it's a fact that Florida is one of the states looking at opening up in phase 1. Again, we're not having that political conversation, but please keep up with what's going on. Whatever news channel you want to watch, we're not having that conversation either. However, the federal government has put together a 3-phase plan to start opening up the country. It's up to each governor, and then of course up to each local community, such as a mayor, as to when and how that will actually happen. There's stipulations in each phase. Of course, Florida being who we are, we have to go and jump the gun on everything. So point is, whether it happens May 1st, whether it happens in 2 months, we got to start doing stuff now, right, to get our business in motion again, because we know in the regular real estate world, it's going to take, generally it takes 90 days for the little seed to sprout. So whatever you do today on April 20th probably isn't going to show up until July anyway. So it's not going to hurt you to start resetting your mind, start reaching out to people again. And listen, my personal opinion, okay? We got somebody else trying to get in. My personal opinion is you probably, I can't get this person to come in. I don't know what's going on. Is that we don't want, you probably don't want to be a pushy salesperson. I've seen those as well, right? And again, you can conduct your business however you want to, but just be cognizant of the fact that we're not the only ones needing money. There's 22 million people that have lost their jobs across the country. So now's not the time to come across as that sleazy salesperson. You definitely want to just provide information. That's why I have I've kept my posts. I'm not ignoring COVID, but I've kept my posts more to what I used to do pre-COVID. Just my motivational memes in the mornings, trying to put helpful resources out there. So start thinking about what you can do to help people. And the way I do that is, since we don't get a lot of traction on our business pages, right, is I do almost everything through my personal page where I've got over 3,000 followers, but I check in to my business page. So it's still tagged at the top as if I'm a realtor. So you can think about doing that. Anybody have any other ideas or suggestions to help everybody start to get back in gear again? We've got a bunch of people attending today. Anyone? All right, then I'll move on. Let's see what else, what other nuggets do I have for us? So some things to start thinking about. I know, listen, everybody hates doing video. And you guys see, I'm way past due, as most of us are, for a trip to the hair salon for the roots. Never mind the pedicure, manicure anyway. But you know what? We need to get over that, guys. We've got to get over ourselves. People are on social media all day. We know this because none of us have freaking good, strong internet signal anymore, right? So the internet lines are getting jammed up. So just bite the bullet and do it. And again, that ePro class will help give you some tips on all of that. You don't have to have a professional camera. I do use an external camera for this, which is a little scary because it's obviously in HD and you can see all my anyway. Who cares? Go do a video. So here's some ideas. You can create videos with current market stats and a CTA. A CTA, if you're not familiar, is a call to action. So I see so many people putting some really cool stuff, and it's what I call a flat post. It's a picture, or it's a comment. Nobody wants to hear your comments all the time. You've got to ask questions to get engagement. And on that note, on a call to action, don't make it always about real estate. I posted one yesterday. Yesterday was National Garlic Day. Who freaking knew? So I asked people to post their favorite recipes using garlic. Because, and put a little arrow, put your comment below, and I started it with a link to some. So just start doing some things to get engagement, and it doesn't have to be about real estate. So just let people know you're alive, and that's how you're going to relate to them when the world opens up again. Some other ideas are interview a small business owner on Facebook Live, or you can even do a Zoom. Guys, please mute yourself. We're hearing a lot of something going on in here. I wonder where the noise is. What I'm going to do is a friend of mine lives in the Destin, Fort Walton area, and she used to be a realtor in Tallahassee. I've got to mute that. I can't even talk. Who's doing that? Hey guys, whatever you're doing, we can hear you, and I can't. All right, who's doing that? Hang on. All right. I don't know. All right. Maybe this. Okay. Sorry, guys. So a small business owner. So she does like at-home workouts. So I'm going to get in touch with her today. We'll schedule it. We'll either do it like recorded like this through Zoom and then post it to Facebook, or we'll do it through Facebook Live. I don't know yet, but think about that. All those small business owners, all your friends that have local businesses, you can interview them safely virtually by Zoom like they do on the TV all day. Another thing to do is contact out-of-area agents to be a referral partner. So if you're with a franchise, maybe you obviously want to stick to people in your franchise, but pick like one person, per area. So one person in Chicago, one person in Madison, Wisconsin, whatever, but pick one person to be your referral partner. Reach out to them by phone, ideally. If they're not answering, then you can do it by messenger or email or text or something. But start building your referral base, because in spite of the fact we were the laughing stock with all the beach pictures, right, in the Jacksonville area, people are going to start moving to Florida, because in addition to the health crisis that has hit some of the northern states harder, it's snowing up there, guys. It's snowing. I have a friend in West Virginia. I have a friend in Wisconsin. I have a friend she's in Colorado. It's been snowing this week. So some of those people, when the world opens up, are going to come back to Florida. So start creating your referral network, guys. You can also host a live Q&A with a mortgage loan officer, again, like this via Zoom. So what are some things that you guys have already thought about? As far as,
and that's the retailing sector, especially the department stores.
As far as other ways to get in front of people, to start just reminding them that you're in real estate. Anybody else you want to share? Let's see, I've got the chat box open. See if there's anything there. Nope, just emails. Perfect. Okay. So let's go back to moving on then. You guys learning anything yet? So some business tips, let's move on. You can download the DBPR app to your phone. Remember, if your license was due March 31st, it's now due April 30th, which is next week. So if you need your 14 hours, I did see through NEFAR today that you can take your 14 hours free right now through CE Shops. The link is in the NEFAR member update we get on Mondays. I do offer it through my real estate school, but it's not free. So there's that. What else is going on with chat box? Okay, I'm seeing some. Okay, cool. So here's something I learned from the ePro class, guys. I didn't even know this existed. Download there's the remote phone wipe apps, and might have taken what are they called? I might have taken notes on that yesterday, but in any event, so if God forbid your phone gets stolen, even if you have a password on it, people can still break in, right? So there's a remote phone wipe app. There's several brands in your app store that, God forbid your phone gets stolen, then you can just wipe out the hard drive on your phone so that nobody gets your personal info. So there's one cool tip for you today that I'll share from that ePro class. There was tons of stuff like that. There was also the fact that there's some password manager apps you can use. All of us, we know we're not supposed to use easy to remember passwords, and in our industry, you have to have a password for everything, right? So there's some apps you can use that will keep them all together, and they're supposed to be secure. Another thing I did this weekend, to learn that yesterday was National Garlic Day, and actually today is Professional Admin Day, heads up, is subscribe to a daily holiday calendar to get those, you know, goofy holidays like Garlic Day, who knew? And of course, you know, there's National Yellow Labrador Day and all kinds of stuff, right? So those are the kind of posts that you can put on Facebook to get engagement that has nothing to do with real estate. So there's a tip for you there. I think the one I subscribed to yesterday is nationalholiday.com. That sounds right, but just Google it, you know, fun daily holidays or whatever. And so I got a free subscription to that. Create an email campaign. If hopefully you have a CRM, or you can create posts for this for your safety protocol for showing homes. We have tips through NEFAR, we have tips through Florida Realtors, we have tips through NAR, and there's downloadable stuff, but let people know, and I've seen some cool posts about these, very classy looking graphics. I create my graphics through PowerPoint, probably very simplistic, but it's just, that's where I need to be, and that way you can go and put your, you can overlay it with your contact information as well. So start thinking about what you can do to be relevant to people. Let them know, for instance, I showed homes for the first time Saturday in probably 5 weeks. I had gloves, I had wipes, I had a mask. Both units were vacant. I also had, the person I showed wasn't some random person, you know, some stranger I don't know. She's a true life personal friend. I happen to know she works from home. I knew she was safe. She hasn't been running around out there partying or sneaking to house parties. So I knew that she was safe. We didn't touch anything, save for a few light switches. But if you have new protocol, which we you know, are supposed to, start thinking about making a little list and making some kind of video or some kind of graphic and start promoting that out to people to let them know, particularly sellers, they're concerned about strangers coming in their house, and let them know that you are a virtual realtor now and the things that you're going to do to protect them and how your business practices have changed. Anybody have anything they want to share on that? Moving right along. I got a bunch of stuff for you guys today. So here's some other stuff, guys. I was helping a realtor last night. She's got a seller. She put a new listing on the market over the weekend, heads up, and her seller's all freaked out that they've only had like one showing. I'm like, well, duh. We all know this, right? So, we were going through the hot sheet last night and different resources to find statistics to help her calm her seller's nerves. And so just wanted to share this with you as well. Particularly, again, if you're in the Northeast Florida market, we use showing time, right? Is you know, through showing assist, that's how you set up your showings. So showing time, if you guys want to screenshot this, like I said, if you've sent me your email, I'll just forward this whole recording to you later. But there's some stats. Now, there are more national stats and general stats unless you subscribe, which I think would be paid. So there's 1 or 2 graphs you can get for free on there. I don't know why, I just now found this, but retechnology.com is through FlexMLS as well. And so I found that little nugget right there. And if you're a part of FlexMLS, that's another free resource. So I signed up this morning as I was finishing up these slides. So what I did, there is a guide up here at the top. It's something about successfully, like virtual selling things. And it's, you know, and all these guides are probably a sales gimmick for you to buy the product later. But it's providing some tips on how you would want to go hire a company to help you do like 3D tours and virtual tours right now. But there's tons of guides you can download. There's video training. Let me see. We've got some people providing some info for us. Where's my chat box? So, okay. So somebody did want to share that if you're with Florida Homes Realty and Mortgage, we have offices all across the country, and a lot of you on here are. We do have a commercial sales division, so which I did know that. So just somebody wanted to share that with us. So cool. All right, moving right along. Go back to where we were. So retechnology.com is some cool little resource. Like I said, I just found free. So I'm gonna, I've pulled up that virtual tour guide. I can email to you. So here's some stats from the hot sheet. So this is what my realtor friend and I were looking at last night to help our seller. And here's the thing, even though it says 24 hours, we did a deeper dive and realized that that 24 hours is, we don't know how they're getting these numbers. Bottom line is it's 72 hours. And then there's a little disclaimer that absolutely says If you're pulling it up on Mondays, it is dated back to Friday. So it is actually 72 hours. So I pulled, this is the one from last week for those of you that attended. This is real life, guys. This is the Northeast Florida numbers. So anybody who subscribes to NEFAR, to our MLS system, and if you guys don't realize, you can also click on, I think, the Daytona board, the Flagler County, there's other boards, but these are the NEFAR stats. So last week, bottom line is there were 59 new and 4 coming soon listings, new listings. So that's 63. But the reality is, if you will back out the 33 that expired and the 8 withdrawn, we had a net of 22 new listings last week on Easter Sunday. Guys, there's 9,000 realtor members in NEFAR, okay? So if your business is dead in the water, you are not alone. Now, it picked up slightly this past weekend. You see there were 61 new, 7 coming. So that's 68. Still had around 31 expired and 10 withdrawn. So that's canceled out the same way with a net of 27. So people, in 2 weeks, which is supposed to be the hottest time on the market, mid-April, we had, 49 new listings and 9,000 agents, okay? So I'm not here to scare you. I'm just here to give you some reality. So if you're struggling right now, everybody is. Don't believe all the crap you see on social media. Everybody's struggling. Only 40-some people got a new listing in 2 weeks out of 9,000 agents. Come on. So that's why I'm trying to give you some tips on here, because sooner or later, we're going to be allowed to sell houses again. And technically we can already. We're essential with the certain, protocol in place. So anybody want to share anything that you're already doing or things that you want us to commit to this week to start getting back into the process of prospecting? Yes, I got a raised hand. I don't know how to open the hand. Can you do it? Can you, no, oh, there it is.
Hi,
Hi.
this is JB. How are you doing?
Good, how are you, JB? What would you like to
I'm
share?
well, I'm well. So this is what is happening is I know we've been having commercial folks working with Florida Homes for a while, but going forward, we are formalizing the commercial division like we have the property management division.
Okay.
And now that we have the title company. And so that's on those lines, we'll formalize the commercial division going forward. Rick is going to take care of South, and most likely I'll be doing this side of the state.
Fantastic.
And we are trying to get together some folks who are already in commercial and know a little bit of commercial, and also provide help for the rest of the folks, team members, in terms of any assistance they need, closing or even talking, starting, initiating a conversation to closing, or even thereafter. So we are here for everybody else to help them out with commercial.
Fantastic.
So feel free to reach out, even if you have any I know commercial is really tricky, but even for knowledge base, if you have questions, concerns, just feel free to reach out anytime for asking questions. I'm open to that.
Thank you.
And I'm just wanted to bring this up to everybody's attention.
Appreciate it. If you don't mind, put your email address in the chat box. I'll print that out for everybody as well. So thank you for helping us. At least people can maybe at least get referrals, right? So let's start wrapping things up because it's about 10 o'clock. If you're interested, there was an email sent out. It's on Facebook, it's on Eventbrite. And then if you are with Florida Homes, this was sent out last week. I am allowed for a 90-day period. We're already 2 weeks in to present my 4-hour CE course that I wrote called Successfully Selling New Construction. Yes, that is 4 hours of CE credit towards your license renewal. It's going to be starting May 5th, 6, 7, 8 at like 9:30 in the morning for an hour each morning. So this won't apply to your March/April renewals. This will be for September, go towards your September renewal. In any event, we've already had some people sign up. It'll be presented through GoToWebinar. So obviously, in order for this to occur and be compliant with FREC and VBPR, you do have to attend all 4 sessions. We do have a way to record your attendance on them. If you miss more than 10%, it doesn't count for you, because I have to keep records of that in case VBPR audits me. and I'll get to the chat box in 1 minute. So just as we wrap up, and then I've seen some more stuff in the chat box, is there anything that we can celebrate today? Did anybody, did you show houses last week? Did you do a virtual open house? Did you do something personal that you want to celebrate? Because, you know, we're all kind of at home. We're probably doing more personal than business stuff. If you are interested in coaching and you think you can't afford it, I'm telling you that under my plan, you can. But it needs to be a good fit personality-wise and all kinds of other ways. So that's why you don't see me out there doing a lot of commercials. I'm like, oh my God, you need a coach. It's not like that. It has to be a fit in many ways. So if you're interested in talking to me about doing that starting now or in a month from now or whatever, I do have limited space. I'm not a Tom Ferry program. I'm not doing this to be on the phone all day and collect a bunch of money. I work with literally a handful of people at a time. But I do have a few more slots available. I've got some people that will be fulfilling their contractual obligations soon. So I've got room to move some other people in. So there's my contact info. We did have some other stuff in the chat box. Let's see what's going on there. I got mostly people's email addresses. So anybody want to share anything? I do know that somebody on here did have a closing last week, so we can celebrate that. Since that person's not speaking up, I won't share their name, but so we can at least celebrate somebody's closing last week. Were there any others? Anything? So guys, I am, you know, I'm a realtor along with you guys. I'm here in the trenches with you. I do these motivational masterminds just to be helpful. Obviously, I own a coaching company as well. So if that's something you're interested in, then we'll take that conversation offline. Let's see, somebody posted something. Just want to make sure I'm getting to everybody. Oh, here is another thing we can celebrate. Somebody just posted. Somebody got a $500,000 home under contract and another home. So 2 contracts in the past week. So congratulations. So we had a closing for sure, and somebody got 2 new contracts. So again, every little thing is a win right now. And for some people I know that just actually taking your shower in the morning or getting out of your pajama or your comfort pants is the best you can do. And that's okay, guys. However, I do want us to start, the world is going to open up. I don't know when. I'm not in charge. I'm with you guys. I'm broke. I am, you know, I'm anxious. I'm frustrated. I'm bored. I'm right there with you. I promise. That's why I'm doing this. I'm so excited that you all were here. But we're in this together, and it's going to get better. That I do know. I don't know what the fallout's going to look like. I don't know if we're going into recession. I don't know if people are going to be so excited that we're going to have a flurry of buyers. I don't know. So I can't give you that comfort level. What I do know is we are going to be back out there selling houses and listing houses again. So it is Monday. It is April 20th. There is the possibility that in 2 weeks that we will be able to start driving around in our cars like we used to. So what are you going to do this week? This week, guys, pick one thing that you're going to do to start prospecting. And on that note, you are welcome to email me with just that one little thing, no coaching fee involved. If you just want to commit to one thing and keep in touch with me, then that I'm here to help you. And I see a few more comments, then we'll start wrapping this up. Email addresses. We do have a question. Has anybody had any success with virtual showings? I'm reading our chat box. Has anybody been doing that? Virtual houses or virtual showings and gotten some good feedback or smooth? Was that smooth for you, anyone? So then I'll just say that I did it a couple of years ago for some folks that were relocating with CSX back when the CSX Railroad was closing a lot of their divisions and moving everybody back to Jax. So I did it. I went into the homes. I videoed them through my phone. I don't have FaceTime. I'm a Google girl, so I had to actually use my phone video recorder. Then I had to upload it to YouTube because the file was so big I couldn't text it or email it. So I uploaded it to YouTube, set it to a private link, and sent them the YouTube recording of the showings. They literally made an offer that way, guys, and it scared me to death because I'm like, oh my gosh, they haven't even seen the house. Why are they trusting me? I don't know. I don't even know these people. They were a referral. Did the home inspection and everything. Everything was virtual, and they did see it like the week before closing, and thank gosh, it worked out just fine. So it can be done. I think we're going to have more of that happening in our market. But that's my only, let's see, somebody else. Yes, somebody did a video showing for an investor recently too. So it is being done. That retechnology.com will probably give you some tips on that. Or you may be able to Google. I'm sure there's plenty of free webinars that people are advertising on Facebook right now for that as well. Anybody else? Well, thanks guys. This was actually one of our longest chats and training sessions. So I did record it. So I'm going to end things right here. I hope you guys have a good week. Feel free to reach out to me if you need anything. And we'll see you all back here next Monday. Hang in there, guys. It's going to be okay. Bye.